Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. This is actually my legacy challenge speed build. There's gonna be some weirder things in this build. There's a lot of bedrooms. There's this weird room in the front here that you're probably thinking like, what the fuck is that? Um, it is 3 stories. It is a massive house. Um, this is a little bit of a long video. I definitely recommend getting some water, maybe a snack, your favorite little phone game. If you're playing The Sims, that works too. Um, because we are going to be here for a little while. And if I sound different, that is because this is my normal voice. Normally, when I record videos, I use my work voice. I do not have enough energy to use my work voice today, so you're getting whatever the fuck this voice is. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, nobody's making you watch this video. Um, we are um working on the layout of the lot at this point, and I this took me probably close to like 3.5 hours to build. And you're probably thinking like, wow, that's a lot of video. Like, how does that cut down into 38 minutes of video? Um, and that is because we cut out a lot. I cut out the floor plans, I cut out the bathrooms, I cut out the landscaping. I cut out a lot of things. We cut out a lot of things. It is very white, and I actually recorded this and then immediately went and recorded a gameplay video for this family. And um, none of them like it. None of my Sims like this house. And I'm so sad because I spent so long building this house. And I'm just like, maybe nobody likes this house because it's actually two different styles that have to work together. And so the parents don't like the grandparents don't like it because it's not their style. And the heir and their wife don't like it because it's not their style. So it makes sense. And once like the grandparents die, we'll renovate it again. But it was just like it was kind of depressing because I put so much effort into this build and then nobody fucking liked it. Um, but yeah, so we are gonna start. We have we jump around a lot in this video. This video is um it is a lot. So we go from we go from a lot of things. We go around the entire house multiple times for no reason other than I had the attention span of a fucking cat. Um, my cat has a very short attention span, so that's why I chose that. And so I have this um little room, and this room, I'm not sure if it works, but we end up getting a ladder into this little house. It's not a house. It's like a storefront kind of vibe. And if you can hear Zilla, I apologize. Zilla's my dog. She's napping beside me, so if you can hear her, I apologize. She's dreaming. But this is a storefront. My sim, Angel, is that's the heir. Or my sim's name is Angel, and they like are kind of crafty and they like paint and make jewelry and stuff. And so this is gonna be their little store. Um, and then we have a ladder into the basement to connect them in case your Sims decide to use that. Mine did. If you want to download it, it does have custom content at the moment. So, and I don't know if I uploaded this version to the gallery. I'll check probably after I'm done recording the voiceover. Um, but we are pretty much done with the layout of like the outside. We end up getting an onsen, we end up getting a garden. That's what this little space is gonna be. Aika has lived in the basement for way too long. Aika is one of our grandparents. We have three grandparents. Um, we have Asha, who is the grandma, Aika, who is the grandparent, and Colin, who's the grandfather. Um, and they're all like in a little polyamorous group, a little trio. They if you find one of them, you will probably find at least one of the other ones around the place. We're doing some trees. I cut out the rest of the landscaping pretty much. So at some point we will, there we go. We cut forward and there's like shit around. We've got the cute little bushes for the storefront. We've got a couple of like things that I pulled out so that we can not so that we can have some stuff for the kids. I'm sorry that I'm yawning. I'm very tired. Today was a very long day. And I'm feeling a little burnt out. So, and I'm recording this the day before you're seeing it. So I still have 2 days um before the weekend. Um, and a little family drama because I don't really talk about my family. Um, my great aunt invited me to Thanksgiving at their house, which is great. Um, and it's not a problem, with the exception of the fact that my bio dad's gonna be there, and I don't really like him. We don't really get along very well. He likes to pretend we get along, but we don't get along. Um, so um and I'm like the only one who responds to her texts in this group chat. We've got like a family group chat, and I'm the only one who responds to her, which is really disappointing because it's like you want to claim family is so important to you, but then you don't respond when family texts you. Anyway, we cut forward a couple of times, quite a few times there. Um, so we now have windows in the build. We now have walls and floors. We have the start of landscaping. I'm putting in some custom content, wallpapers, for most of the house. It will change when my Sims parents die, but for right now, they are still alive. So everybody gets to suffer in a house that they do not like. Um, we also have a lot of these little chute trash cans that come with university because they are stunning. Um, we have um, the front portion of the little front porch. We've got a little table, kind of looks like a bench. It's a table, and a fountain, and then I've gone through and placed a bunch of furniture from my Sims inventories. So I actually cut out all of that. I cut out a shit ton. Um, you'll notice I just sort of have like a bunch of furniture placed around. Um, and that's because these Sims had furniture. And so I was sort of so I saved all that furniture before I bulldozed their house. And then I'm just going through and organizing it now. So that's why nobody really likes this house because it's sort of a mix of so my sim heir Angel, they like sort of the maximalist um like the maximalist think like modern luxe and decor to the max sort of style, like very a lot. And their parents, the lot of them all have different styles, but have sort of combined their styles in a way that everybody likes. So we didn't really have a lot of issues of people not liking the decor because they all liked it was all like close enough to their style that it didn't really bother them. Um, so the grandmother, Asha, she her actual name is Ambrosia, but she goes by Asha. She her preferred style of like house is sort of like a contemporary craftsman style. So, but like dark, like a dark contemporary craftsman style. So, think like craftsman, but instead of white accents, there's black accents. Um, and that's her style. That's her favorite. That's her like her style. Then you have Colin, who's the grandpa, and his style is sort of like industrial with lots of plants. Not really yeah, not really like bohemian, but like industrial with plants. And then Aika also likes industrial, but they like industrial without plants. So actually it was kind of easy to do their rooms, because like and like their house because they all kind of like the same style, but none of them like the maximalist, lots of color, lots of um like vibrant patterns and such. And so um getting them to getting to this point, like this was not my first attempt. Getting to this point where I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to go with a lighter color scheme, something that's a little bit more like, something that's a little bit lighter, something that's a little bit more something that's less like wow in your face in order to make this work. So that's how we ended up here. And you'll notice that I switch over um this kids room. So we have twins. In total, there ends up being 13, no, not 13, 11, 12. I think it's 12. 12 Sims. I'm using a mod to increase the household size. Um, and it took some cheating, which I will cut out of the video that you'll be seeing on Monday, but of the legacy, the like me actually playing the legacy. Um, but we have a lot of stuff. So we have a lot of Sims. But I'm gonna break down the family tree for you. So we have the grandparents, Asha, Aika, and Colin, and then we have Angel and their wife, Amethyst. And then Angel and Amethyst have 4 kids. They have an infant named oh God. Okay, so they have 2 kids, two like children, Sims, Shayna and Asias. And then we have um, the infant, almost toddler, and his name is Seth. And then we will have another baby. So I'm not going to share his name, but it is a boy. It ends up being a boy. So we have all of that, all of those Sims living in this household. Um, and so we've got a lot of bedrooms that we end up furnishing, and we've got two bassinets that we end up having, and a lot of stuff. We have a lot of stuff in here. But like I said, a lot of this is gonna change once the grandparents die. Oh, and we also have the grandma. The grandma had a mom, and the mom had a daughter with a randomized sim. And so that daughter, the grandma's sister, lives in this house as well. The grandma's sister is a teen. So she lives in this house as well. She has a basement bedroom. Um, Asha and Colin share a bedroom, and then we have Aika's on the main floor because they lived in the basement for way too long. Um, so we have that. And then I'm trying to get and they have a cat. I forgot about the cat. Um, but they do have a cat and he is also in this household. So there's a lot of Sims. Um, the cat is an adult, and then we have the grandparents are also adults. Um, so there's a lot of stuff happening in this household at all times. Um, and so we have um a lot of things. This is also we're on the third generation of this family, which isn't a lot, but um they were on long lifespan for a little bit, so they because we went to the so when we first started this legacy challenge, we went to the jungle, and I didn't want them to age very much, so I put it on long lifespan, and then I forgot to change it back to normal lifespan, so they were on long lifespan for longer than I planned to have them on long lifespan. Anyway, I talked over the entire upstairs. Um, we have the brown room, which is for the twins, Shayna and Asias. We have the nursery for the infant, and then we have a bassinet for their expecting child. They are expecting a fourth child, and we put him in that bassinet. Then we have on the main floor, we just have Aika's room that we have not finished yet, and the main living space. And then in the basement, we have Asha and Colin. And then we have Asha's younger sister, Rhonda. Rhonda, it lives in this purple room with like the pinky, purpley flower wallpaper that I'm decorating at the moment. She is a teen, like I mentioned, so she'll be moving out soon, hopefully. So that'll be one less sim in our household. Um, and then we come back at the end and like decorate more, but she gets the bare bones at the moment. So I did this cute thing that I might do more if I remember, but I put some pillows. They're from Base Game on the bed, and I thought that was kind of cute. And then she also has a keyboard that she's had since she was a child. And then we have a little cute divider from the wedding pack, and also a games table. I didn't know what else to put in her room because I was like, well, she could have a desk, right? And there's so many Sims that we need more than one desk, but I don't really know what else. So I put a games table, and then we have a few posters from university. Um, and then I'm working on this room, which will become a nursery oh, and grandma's pregnant. I didn't mention that. Grandma's pregnant. She they a couple of episodes ago, and this sounds really weird, but a couple of episodes ago, remember, they're adults, okay? So they're not elders, they're adults. But a couple of episodes ago, they called me. Grandma called me and was like, "We're thinking about trying for a baby. What do you think?" And I was like, you should decide for yourself because I'm an adult, right? Like my sim, Angel, is an adult and like a young adult, and they have kids that are children that are like 8 years old, and they graduated from university. And so, like, in my head, it's like you're like 55, 55, 60. Like, you're not young anymore, right? My sim, your child, is like late 20s at the youngest, right? And you are like, we're gonna try for a baby. So I told them to to think about it for themselves, right? Well, last episode, they call me, she calls me back, my mom calls me back and says, "We're expecting." About had a heart attack. I was like, "You're what? You're what? Excuse me? You're what now?" Anyway, so grandma's pregnant, and I'm not gonna like MC cheat the pregnancy away, because they decided to have that baby, so they are entitled to have that baby. Um, I disagree with the choice. As someone who has been in that decision, my parents also came to me, not my bio dad, my like mom and stepdad, were like, "We're gonna try for a baby," and I was like, "You're gonna what now?" So, and I'm in my 20s. So, that was a day. And then that was at like 7 p.m., right? This was months and months ago. It was probably like May or June or something. But and then like they, yeah. So they were like, we're gonna try for a baby and everybody's supportive. What do you think? And I was like, I mean, that's your choice. Like, if you want to have a baby, cool. But I'm old enough to be that kid's mom, so I'm not really into that. Anyway, so we finished the little shop front, um, which I think turned out really cute. It's got a couple of selling tables, and then it's got the from the gem pack, and then we have the like stand from what you call it, the city pack, with San Myshuno. Um, it's got like the painting stand, where you can sell your paintings. Um, and everything is pretty much organized. You might notice that there is a pan on the floor. Um, that is because somebody decided to make a cake, and I didn't know that. Um, and so it took the cake with us, and I put it down on the floor thinking I could move it later, and I couldn't move it later. So, um, that was unfortunate. But we are inside the actual house now, and we are get decorating. We're like actually decorating, which is kind of fun. Um, so we have the dining room. There's a couple of bookshelves. These are from the Crystal Pack, and we've got our heirloom piano. Our grandma gave that to our mom when she moved into the house. Not literally, but that's the story. And then I had a really hard time picking the swatch of this painting, if you can't tell. For whatever reason, it's not even like that important, but I was very concerned about it. And then we stole a lot of our own furniture. So, a lot of the furniture that was in the old house that our parents lived in, when it came to this house. And then we have some new counters, and and stuff. The living room is actually from our house, not our parents' house. Um, and then we are rearranging the photo gallery wall um, from, so this comes from going together. You have to unlock it, but I cheated for it, so it doesn't really matter. If you want to get the career unlockables or like the event unlockables, you just type in, you press Control Shift C to open the cheat box, and then testing cheats on is like a separate word. Testing cheats space on, and then you type bb dot ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement, all one word, um, and that unlocks it. So if you've ever been curious, that's how you do it. But we have a cat, like I mentioned. I don't know the cat's name, so that's unfortunate for him. But we, yeah, so we did the living room, the dining room, the kitchen. I decided to include this bathroom and like how it looks because all the bathrooms pretty much look the same. And then we cut to Aika's room, and I love Aika. They're my favorite. So Aika uses they them pronouns. Aika's non-binary, hence the flag. They're also asexual, so they have a separate room from Asha and Colin because that's something that they really appreciate. They like having a separate room and like their own space to customize that they don't have to share with anyone else. Um, and so they have this room. They were an engineer for basically their whole career until they maxed the career and then quit their job once their kids got a little bit older. Um, because Colin and Asha make like 16K between the two of them. So they didn't really need all three working parents. And it sort of made things a little bit easier on me because then I could have someone that was like designated um, like child parent, the parent that is adulting around the children and like taking care of the children should they need to. Um, so they've always had a really cluttered desk. In their previous room, they had like a corner desk made out of a couple of tables. They had like a shit ton on their desk. Um, they downgraded to this very large desk, instead, and it is still pretty cluttered. We've got books, we've got a plant, we've got a bunch of things that I imagine they would probably use for the robotics skill. Um, and they they have these little jars. I think they're supposed to be used in a kitchen, but in my head it's like nuts and bolts and like washers and things like that. And people are probably like, you're a girl. How do you know? First of all, I'm not a girl. Second of all, like, um, I know how to put things together. So, um, but yeah, so we've got a lot of books, and I did imagine that this little picture was of Kai. Kai is Angel's older brother, and he got married and moved out like a long time ago, but he has a wife and a so he has a wife and they have two kids, Andre and Jessica, something like that. It starts with a J. um and he I think Andre might be a teen now. Anyway, side note. um so they have so I imagined that like Kai was sort of like a special Sim in Aika's heart because like that was their first kid. Um and then we move upstairs, and I don't actually know which of the twins sleeps in which room because they both like brown. Which they're twins, so it kind of makes sense, but like how do you, like I randomized their likes and dislikes and they both liked brown. Um, so we have that, which was kind of interesting. Um, but one of them is more athletic and the other one is more artistic. So we've got I think Shayna is the athletic one and Asias is the artistic one, but don't quote me on that. They look the same. They have the same colored room. Um, and then in this room, this is Angel and Amethyst's room. So they've got an easel, they've got a couple of dressers, the bassinet, duffel bag for the baby, like diaper bag. And then they've got um like a cute rug situation. The cat tree's out on their balcony. Um, and then we move into the basement. And honestly, the basement was harder than the rest of the house. Um, the there was yeah, it was I don't really like this house for Angel, but I think it fits the story of like Angel and all of their kids are moving back into Angel's parents' house, and so their parents renovated, and nobody really to like try to include Angel and Amethyst style, but nobody really likes it. Um, and so they have like this sort of like ambiguous kind of style. The thing interesting though is that I did change Asha and Colin's bathroom to be pink because in their previous house, Asha and Colin always had pink bathrooms. That was like their thing. They always had such cute pink bathrooms and I loved it. So I felt like they liked having pink bathrooms, and so they renovated their bathroom that they would use to have those to like have a pink theme with it still kind of matching the other bathrooms. It's still got like the herringbone tile and stuff, but it's just like tan and pink. And then their bedroom has this like very deep purple kind of color, where they've got a nice fireplace, they've got a dresser. We get another dresser. This one ends up being custom content. We end up getting this one right here. And I originally was like, haha, we should put baby clothes. And then I was like, oh, that one looks like what Asha would wear. It doesn't quite fit, but close enough. Just don't look too hard, okay? Just don't look too hard and you won't even notice. And then we come back to the hallway. And the hallway is kind of interesting because it's kind of bland. Like it's a pass through space. So I felt like it was kind of empty, but I didn't really know what to add. And then we come back to Rhonda's room and we just add a couple of things. We switch out some paintings and stuff. So she ends up having some brighter colors. Um, I might end up keeping her in the household. I might not. I'll have to see how I'm feeling once she ages up and see if like who's died and stuff like that. Which sounds kind of morbid, but like let's be honest here. We're all waiting for grandma and grandpa to die. Um, which is kind of rough because like they're gonna have a baby, but it's fine. I add a couple of clutter items to her desk, not too many because then it'll glitch it, but we do have that, and then some shoes because I've heard that teenage girls have a lot of shoes. I wasn't a teenage girl, so I did not have a lot of shoes. Um, right now I have three. I have tennis shoes, boots, and heels. They're all black. Um, and they're all yeah, they're all black. All three of them are all black. But I did add in the bassinet into the parents' bedroom, and then I decided, oh, I need to make sure that that the baby goes in the right bassinet. So I deleted it, in case the baby's born before I had my Sims move in, which didn't end up happening, but it was a concern when I was building this. And then the nursery kit, I struggled so much to find like a matching um swatch, because I really wanted to use this swatch of the crib and I couldn't really figure out which of the swatches was meant to match that. Um, so we have a lot of white and gold and blue in here. The walls end up changing to like the blue swatch of Rhonda's wallpaper. But I really wanted to use all of the nursery kit stuff because I haven't had an opportunity to do that. So it was kind of fun to just be able to like decorate it all out, with all of the nursery kit stuff. And then I did put a dollhouse, even though an infant wouldn't really use that, because I felt like it was good for like um gameplay later on. Um and then I end up switching it to this nice like kind of lavendery blue color. Um and changing the color of the rocking chair. And then I decided to take out the overhead lights, like the like ceiling lights, and do wall lights instead. And I found this light and it sticks out really far, like excessively far, but I kind of liked it. So I switched out everything I switched out all of the lights to be lamps, and we have this nice little dark nursery, which I would have really liked as a child. I say that as if I remember being an infant. Um, I don't, but I've heard stories of me being an infant. So we have that, and then in the um, downstairs, you're probably thinking like, oh, this wallpaper doesn't quite match the wallpaper upstairs. Yeah, you would be accurate. And if you didn't notice until I pointed it out, I'm sorry. Um, Basically, the wallpaper that I was using upstairs was glitching and it was doing like this weird cannot find thing. Um, so I just decided to pretend that this wallpaper was the same wallpaper as the wallpapers um upstairs and not think about it. Um, we did do the gym space. I added some painting, or like some pictures, and then some bookshelves. And then we added the Decor to the Max kit, little wall wainscoting or whatever. And then we're going through and I am touching up the terrain paint because um I didn't want to record all of that. I didn't want to make you watch that. But we are coming to the end of the video now. So if you liked this, if you could like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot. This is available on the gallery. Just make sure that you sort by custom content because it does have custom content. And then I will see all of you on Saturday. Bye now.